completes row number 2 ahead of Niki Naruhito Tomasi, Milan Claes, Dimitar Lazarov, Bruce Chirino, Ali Dikrida, and then Matthias Clever with Matthias Bolage rounding out the 11-strong grid. They're making their way in towards the Schumacher chicane, and they will now get themselves ready. 13 minutes plus 2 additional laps. Here we go. Red lights on the gantry. Revs rise. Lights do not go out. It is a full start called by our race director, and they are sending them around for another lap. So the nerves are very much setting in. And with the sunshine continuing to beat down on the circuit, temperature around about 23 degrees Celsius at the moment, set to hit highs of 24. Sunshine due to carry on right the way through. Wind set to increase to around about 15 kilometers an hour. Sunset predicted at just 9 minutes to 10 p.m. local time here in Western Germany. But Haufer and Stierhalder round out the front row of the grid. Praga with CRG alongside. The drivers slowly crawl their way into the Michael Schumacher chicane. And then the red lights back on the gantry once more. 13 minutes. Plus an additional lap to see who will be the winner of round 5 out of 8. Into the tram lines we go. Revs rise. Lights are out this time. And a good start from the outside of the front row by Stierhalder, who storms through and gets past Conor Haufer. As they head into turn 2 for the first time, Stierhalder drifts wide. Haufer's going to get the run into turn number 3. Round the outside goes the 78 Praga. And did get the move done. And then also in the process, builds up a lead, but there's been drama in the mid-pack. Looks like Bruce Chirino is one of the ones involved, 83, and the other one might be Yesimunen in the number 10. Oh dear, and that's not exactly how you want to start the final. So both drivers having a little bit of a moment and coming together, and they are way back behind the rest of the field. However, Conor Haufer leads the way. Second, Noah Stierhalder. Third, Ryan Rampadarath. Fourth is Niki Naruhito Tomasi, the winner last time out. Well, was the winner on the road, but Rampadarath inherited the victory after Tomasi got a post-race penalty, if I remember correctly. Conor Haufer trying to do the business. Rampadarath now through on Stierhalder for second place. Tomasi trying to get through on the number 12 for that third position. Naruhito Tomasi still trying to put the frighteners on. And it's going to be through the Schumacher chicane. Out of the final corner, Rampadarath trying to close in. It's a kart length and a half between first and second, but Rampadarath switches to the inside, deep on the brakes as Stierhalder up the inside of Naruhito Tomasi to try and retake third place. And Conor Haufer, what a statement the 78 has just made. Oh. Hang on a minute, was that Noah Stierhalder through on Ryan Rampadarath? It was, and there goes Niki Naruhito Tomasi up into P3. Well, within 7 corners, Rampadarath was leading, loses the lead through turn 3, then through turn 5 loses second, and then through turn 7 loses third place. And Rampadarath trying to get back on the offensive. Now goes wheel to wheel into turn 1 alongside Niki Naruhito Tomasi, who squeezes him to the outside of turn 2 on the entrance. And Rampadath trying to find a way through at turn number 3, but this is allowing Connor Halfer to get away. And now the number 78 on the Praga is leading, and it's going to be more than a second by the end of this lap. I can guarantee you that much. So as Connor Halfer starts putting the pedal to the metal and getting away, look at how these three are line astern. Rampadath tries to slot up the inside through the final corner on Niki Naruhito Tomasi for P3. Tomasi this time, oh, it's 3 wide into turn number 2. This never ends well. However, Tomasi tries to get through, but interlocks wheels with Stehauder. Tomasi gets through at turn 3 by the rubber on the sidewall of the Mojo Racing tyres attached to his kart. And now this has brought in Dimitar Lazarov and also Milan Glaze in the, or Glaze Milan in the number 4 from Belgium. So 5 karts now battling over the final 2 positions in the top 3 in this final. It is going to be a very, very close call as to what happens over the next 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Connor Halfer now has 1 3/4 seconds advantage. Stehauder up the inside on Rampadath, retakes 3rd. Here comes Lazarov. Oh, tries to go look round the outside. Oh, well, number 10, Yesimunen, has now been given a 3-second time penalty post-race for unsportsmanlike driving. Connor Halfer just pulling away into the distance, whilst the rest of them battling over the scraps. Second is Naruhito Tomasi, Stehauder, Rampadath, Lazarov, and Glaze. And here goes Stehauder up the inside to defend from Rampadath. And here comes Lazarov again, trying to look for the outside move through turn 3. The number 69 will not get through at that point on the circuit by doing that tactic in any way, shape or form. That is the key thing here. You have to try and park it on the inside through turn 3. That is your best way of trying to get through. Bruce Chirino might not be, well, hasn't crossed the timing beam and may not be taking any further participation in this race, but Rampadath trying to give Stehauder the hurry up. And again, a good defensive move, but look at the move that Lazarov is trying to pull off again. Oh, Lazarov just gets really, really good traction on the inside of turn number 2. And again, tries to go for the outside line through 3. And it just isn't working for the number 69, who rounds out the top 5 places. But it's Connor Halfer leading the way by 1.7 seconds. Niki Naruhito Tomasi at the moment is trying to close that gap. It was 1.7 seconds. New fastest lap of the race, by the way, 51.494 by Niki Naruhito Tomasi on lap 8. Connor Halfer responds in kind with a fastest lap of his own, 51.472. And it really is getting dicey in the battle for P3 at the moment. Because Stehauder still ahead of Rampadath, who still keeps Lazarov at bay, who has been trying every single time with that crisscross manoeuvre into turn 2, dive up the inside, try and go for the outside of 3, and it doesn't work. So Lazarov has to have a new way of thinking when it comes to that particular overtake. And Rampadath loses a little bit of time through the fast left-hander by walloping the curbs on the inside apex. And now it's just keeping him behind. Stehalder, they have lost time to Naruhito Tomasi. Oh, up the inside goes Ryan Rampadarath. He's doing a Dimitar Lazarov there is the number 32. Tries to get through for third place. And still, that tactic has not really been working that well. But now, with 4.5 minutes to go, plus an additional 2 laps, Conor Halfer still leads the way. The gap between first and second now dips under 2 seconds again. 1.924 is the time difference between Conor Halfer and Niki Naruhito Tomasi. Again, Noah Stehalder just sticking to that inside line. Really, really good textbook work there by the number 12, ahead of the number 32 of Ryan Rampadarath, Dimitar Lazarov and Milan Glaze. The latter two still embroiled in that battle for P5. And yet, it's still very much at a stalemate. But Rampadarath is trying to get through. Naruhito Tomasi has got clear air between himself and Stehalder. Rampadarath again just trying to see where he can place the kart in order to outfox, outwit Noah Stehalder, but at the moment that's not quite working. And good work here by Noah Stehalder. I've noticed the tactic that he's employing is to keep it on the racing line, not to dive deep into the corner, and take the traditional apex. And that means he'll come out a little bit wider out of turn 2 and go into the left at 3 on the racing line. It's just that ebb and flow of a circuit. Once you've got that rhythm down pat, you're going to be able to say to someone else, well, if you want to try and get past me, give it a go. Let's see what happens. And at the moment, it is still working to Noah Stehalder's advantage, holding on to that P3. Rampadarath still trying to close on in. Again, he goes at turn 1 towards the outside into turn 2. Again, it's just Stehalder is effectively going. This is the sort of like the karting equivalent of a fencing when you block and parry. and by that, what I mean is that you cut off an opportunity for your opponent to get past you. And that is very, very crucial right here. But yeah, still, Noah Stehalder doing a very, very good job in that third place. Rampadarath trying to close on in, going into the Schumacher chicane. Not quite. 1 minute and 43 seconds. Plus that additional 2 laps still remain. So probably looking at 4 at a push. Time's running in the 51.2s. Oh, that was a bit neater there. Oh. Ryan Rampadarath nearly got the job done there. And it nearly worked. Out of all the attempts that have happened so far in this race, Ryan Rampadarath has been the closest one to try and pull an overtake round the outside at turn 3 and make it happen. He was far enough alongside Noah Stehalder and Rampadarath. Oh, now he's taking a few more unsuspecting risks, let's say. The first one was coming out of the right. We have a start penalty a start procedure penalty infringement, and it is going to the number 33 of Matthias Bolage in last place. Jesse Moonen on the comeback trail manages to get past Matthias Clever, the youngster from, well, the youngster from Belgium, via the way of Brazil, number 13, Dad Ivan, helping him out, and also Matthias running on the TB kart. Timer is counting down very, very quickly indeed. It could be very, very close to the line. 2 seconds to go. Conor Haufer crosses the line. Now we've got 3 laps remaining, including this one to go. And Norris de Houd spins it around, and luckily enough, Ryan Rampadarath. Oh, it was working so well. I cannot believe it. After that was lap number 16. Noah Stehauder had put up a defensive masterclass on how to not give your opponent an opportunity to get through at you at turn 2 and turn 3 at the Erflandring here at Kart Club Kerpen. That was the blooper. That was the outtakes reel, I'm afraid. So that means, well, we've got a change for third. Ryan Rampadarath is now P3. Conor Haufer, with 2 laps to go, has a lead of just over 1.9 seconds ahead of Nicky Naruhito Tomasi. Ryan Rampadarath up to P3 ahead of Milan Claes, with Dimitar Lazarov rounding out the top 5. Noah Stehauder drops down to 6th as a result of that unfortunate spin. 2 laps to go at turn number 2. Jesse Moonen, Matthias Clever, Bruce Chirino, Dick Rieder, and Matthias Berlage rounding out the 11 strong. All still out on track, which is a lovely thing to see. But that is the race leader, I believe. Yep, Conor Haufer getting through on Bruce Chirino, but the final lap is underway. Well, it was going to be an interesting dilemma as to finding out who would win the Micromax final, but in the meantime, there is one driver that is definitely making sure that home pride is held high up above by the trophy, in the hand that this driver will receive a little bit later on, because through the Schumacher chicane, out of the final corner, 2 for 2, it's Conor Haufer who wins here at Kerpen in the Micromax final. Second, Nicky Naruhito Tomasi with Ryan Rampadarath, possibly, or was that Milan Claes? Rampadarath does cross the line and take P3, ahead of Milan Claes, who will be the top Micromax rookie. Dimitar Lazarov and Noah Stehauder round out the top 6. Matthias Berlage rounding out the 11 finishers as we wait for them to cross the line. Matthias Clever in 8th. Bruce Chirino and Elliot Dickrieder rounding out the top 10. But Conor Haufer dominant on home soil. Good preparation for his return to this circuit in the second weekend of August for the penultimate round of Rotax Max Challenge Germany. But Haufer wins ahead of Tomasi, and Rampadarath rounding out your top 3. Milan Claes, your top Micromax rookie this weekend here in the final.